Hello, welcome to this book review for Kitabs. When I first realized that there is an excellent opportunity to be a booktuber for my favorite books for a teen entrepreneur's Kitabs channel, I was very excited. I thought it was a win-win situation because it allowed me an opportunity to present a book, my understanding of my favorite book, which actually makes me read that book really well, understand, assimilate it. But also, it allows for the kitabs to present that book review for the wider audience. Now, what is kitabs? Kitabs is a wordplay on two words: kitab, which simply means book, and baz, which means hawk. So, book lovers, book hawks could create a video review for kitabs and then present it for the wider audience. Without further ado, let me get started with this Atomic Habits book review. I came across this book by James Clear, Atomic Habits, in self-help book section at Barnes and Noble. Now, most of the self-help books, they typically help the authors themselves. They don't really have huge impact. But there are some quite really good books, and this Atomic Habits book by James Clear belongs to that rare 20% category. What intrigued me about this book was the title, Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes and Remarkable Results. Now, I knew from background, even we have read several statistics that many New Year resolutions flounder sometimes within few weeks, and the reason behind that is those habits simply don't stick. Any new habit, we know that it is very hard to implement. So I wanted to check what this particular book offers which could change that system. Okay, the first thing which I liked about this book is it talks about the value of disappointment. Now, it's a new concept for me. It was a new concept for me. Now, here in the graph of a simple time versus results, there is a certain expectation we would have about a new habit. But what actually happens, as the author has clearly mentioned, that we are going through the valley of disappointment, where the results are delayed, these are hidden. Now, in reality, these efforts are not wasted, but they appear so. In reality, what is happening, that results are being invested, and sooner rather than later, we will see those results. But because we are going through that valley of disappointment, many of us simply give up on that habit, and that is the main reason why many of the New Year resolutions flounder. They fail. So, what's the solution? The author gives a very paradigm shift in terms of identity-based habits. What he says is that generally what we do is we go by this habit-based paradigm. We work on the outcomes, maybe on process, but we never really worked on the identity. What the author James Clear subscribes that we should do is we should go on identity-based habits. Now, what does it mean, identity-based habit? It simply means that we should focus on the person we wish to become. For example, it has only three steps. First, we decide what type of person one wants to be. It could be a simple new identity like a fit person. Another thing, second, is prove it to oneself with daily small wins. And that small win could be just one check mark. It doesn't have to be big celebration. You could even associate in your mind that check mark itself is a celebration. Itself is it signifies the daily win. And in 21 days, that's the approximate time it takes to instill a new habit. One would have that new personality, new person. One would become a new person, because we are all made up of habits. We are creatures of habits. So identity-based habits, that's new paradigm, was something I really liked about this book. Now, it's all good about in theory. How exactly to get it done? So the author offers 4 laws to create a good habit. What are those laws? Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. Let's go in detail about each of these four laws. First being make it obvious. So what is making it obvious? Let me give you an example which the author has shared about supermarket placement of the items that particular market wants to share, wants buyers to buy. Those things are kept at the eye level because it's a strategic placement of certain fast moving consumer goods, but because as they say, eye level is the buy level. So make it obvious. We know that it works from a psychological point of view. Now how to implement it for the habit change? That is what the author suggests, that there is a simple formula, which is I will do a particular behavior at a particular time in particular location. That's the implementation intention. In other words, design the environment in such a way that cues of the good habit are obvious and available. Let me give you a practical example of this. Now my wife Prutha is a yoga practitioner. For her, doing 1 hour yoga every day is not a problem. However, going to the fitness center and being on the treadmill, she dreads that. So we wanted to check whatever advice is offered in this self-help book, whether it is actually practically applicable, whether it really makes a difference. So the formula which she figured out for herself was that I will go to the fitness center at 5 p.m. So I will go to the fitness center at 5 p.m. in local gym. So there is I will do what behavior at what particular time at a certain location. So that is the law number 1, making it obvious, making it available. The second law is make it attractive. Now how to make a boring habit attractive? All of us have certain interest, but at the same time all of us find few things which are very boring. For example, in my wife's case, doing yoga, she naturally likes it, but going to the fitness center doing elliptical, she finds it boring. But the author suggests that you could pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. So she could pair an action, for example listening to Bollywood dance videos, with an action she needs to do, going to the fitness center and doing the elliptical or doing the treadmill. The idea behind is that one would more likely to do a particular behavior if one finds it attractive, if you combine it by bundling it with the temptation you already want to do. So that was the make it attractive. That's the law number 2. Third law is make it easy, and by easy the author James Clear suggests that the habit should be done under 2 minutes. It's a 2-minute rule. What he says that downscale habit until it can be done in 2 minutes. Now when we first read it and I was discussing it with my wife, we had a hard time figuring out, because I was thinking what on earth one can get done in 2 minutes. But the author gives a very good explanation for that, and I would like to give example of it. For example, if let's say I have an intention of doing meditation every day, but one would never get time to do 20-minute meditation. So if I have change that intention, change that habit, downscale it to 2 minutes, and that 2-minute habit could be that I would do 2-minute meditation while water for my coffee is getting boiled. Now I know you would laugh at it, what 2-minute meditation would do, right? Obviously it won't have the same impact as a 20-minute dedicated time, for sure. But as they say, perfection is the enemy of the good. If I wait for 20-minute opportunity window to do that meditation, probably weeks would pass by and I would not have done any meditation at all. But by making it so easy, it I get hooked to that habit. And once I am into that habit, it is a lot easier to modify it, to increase the length of time, to add more component, increase the intensity. So basically use the 2-minute rule to downscale the habit. I thought the book does a great job in giving this idea. How my wife used this for her fitness habit. She had a goal that she would walk towards the gym, walk towards the fitness center for simply 2 minutes. And even after she comes back, if she takes about turn, comes back, she would still consider it's her daily win. She would be eligible to have that check mark that she has completed that habit. Now, it is again something one would laugh at, but the chances of for any rational person, one where one has committed to a certain action, has came out from the home, one is in workout clothes and workout shoes, walking towards the fitness center, after 2 minutes you coming back, the chances are pretty nil. The problem which the author tries to solve, is getting started. As the famous Nike advertisement said, just do it. So that is where the block is. For the Indian audience of this kitabs, where you might be familiar with a famous movie called Three Idiots, there is a mantra which is given by the protagonist, Amir Khan, who plays that character. That mantra is all is well, all is well, all is well. Now over there, the protagonist is trying to tell us that you can fool your heart, you can fool your mind to get started. Similarly, over here in use 2-minute rule, the author is suggesting something on the similar lines. Basically, the idea is to reduce the friction, decrease the number of steps between you and the good habit. So that was the rule number 3, make it easy. Now moving on to rule number 4, making it satisfying. For that, you could use the reinforcement by giving oneself an immediate reward. In my wife's case, the reward could be simply that you eat your favorite candy or piece of chocolate because you completed your daily goal. You achieved that small step towards becoming a fit person. One of the things the author gives is using the habit tracker to keep track of habit streak. The mantra over here is just don't break the chain, and there is an example over here. As they say, the proof is in the pudding. So this is actually taken from my wife's chart where she was marking, and there are few entries like sun salutation and 5 Tibetan rites. These are inner engineering, these are all yoga related activities. Now those come naturally for her, so it's not a problem. But going to gym, going to the fitness center every day, that was the new habit we wanted to test. And I would say that on a scale of 1 to 10, it was successful at the rate of 8, which is quite high. Now you would say, when it's all good, because of this book we were able to change one habit, but what difference that is going to make in one's life? Just one habit, how much difference it would make? The author suggests that once you have handle over one habit, you could simply stack. Now here there is a habit 1 and habit 2. So the way you stack these habits, at the end of one habit you stack it to the next one. The formula is, after current habit I will habit I need. So for example, after finishing my cup of coffee, I will do 2-minute meditation. That's stacking, because you already have the established habit of drinking cup of coffee every morning. You are simply stacking that habit to increase the likelihood of getting new habits added. Now again, one would say that it's all good about getting new habits established, but what about breaking a bad habit? Now admittedly, that is much harder, and the author has done a great job in explanation. In my presentation I have not gone in detail about that, but basically all those four laws which the author had mentioned, he simply flips those laws. So for example, make it visible becomes make it invisible, making it attractive becomes make it unattractive to break the bad habit, make it easy becomes make it difficult, make it satisfying becomes make it unsatisfying. So to summarize, the four laws of breaking a bad habits are: make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, make it unsatisfying. That's a summary. That's the book review of Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. I'm a Kaizen practitioner, so I have first-hand seen in my personal life, at Toastmasters, at my work, that small habits can make huge improvements. But I never thought about applying that to personal habits, which is where this book makes a huge paradigm shift in my thinking. So tiny changes indeed produce remarkable results. In summary, it's an easy and, in my opinion, because I have tried it on myself and my wife tested it, it's a proven way to build good habits. Thank you for listening to this book review. If you have any comments, please write that in the comment section below, and do subscribe to Kitabs, because we are planning to have book reviews every week, every month, and as and when the new review would be there, you would be the first to know. So do subscribe to the channel. Do follow us on Facebook. There is a Facebook Kitabs group. If you are a potential booktuber, you could reach out to our Facebook group as well. And don't forget to order the book if you like. If you want to buy this using our Amazon affiliate link below, that affiliate link, if you use it, leverage it, it gives us tiny fraction of monies which goes on to the making these videos, buying new books, and creating and expanding this channel. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Are we done now?
Yes.